It's a beautiful day. My name is Joel Rosa. I'm the chairman of the redevelopment agency here for this great city of Perth Amboy. We welcome you to the 2nd Street groundbreaking and park dedication for the future Borinqueneer Park. Thank you all for being here. It's an honor and privilege to be the host of this momentous occasion. Here with us today are NJDEP Shawn, Commissioner Shawn Tourette, Director of Board of County Commissioners Ron G. Rios, our Assemblywoman Yvonne Lopez, Councilman Joel Pabon, Councilwoman Rose Morales, Councilman Bienvenido Torres, and our Honorable Mayor Helman Cava. We also recognize our former commissioners that were involved in this project as well, including Al Jacobs, Lionel Jerome, and our former mayor, Wilda Diaz. In addition, I'd like to recognize former Councilman Fernando Gonzalez, former DEP advisor Lou Valente, and Ms. Tashi Vasquez from the Board of Education. I would also like to recognize Borinqueneer Irvin Machado of the 65th Infantry Regiment of the Rican soldiers who happens to be a resident of our great city. It is an honor to be in your presence, and thank you deeply for your service to our country. At this time, we will begin our program. I invite Ms. Laura Toto and the students of the Robert N. Wilentz Elementary School to come up here and lead us with the Pledge of Allegiance. Following the Pledge of Allegiance, we will have our very own Perth Amboy firefighter Javier Cruz sing the National Anthem and Pastor Abel Lopez to do the invocation. Please come up, everyone, and please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Principal Robin Carrera, as well, for bringing the students and Ms. Laura Toto. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Now, leading us with our National Anthem, Firefighter Cruz. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. And now, leading us with an invocation, Pastor Abel Lopez.
God bless everyone today. Dios los bendiga a todos. God bless the leaders, Mayor Helmut Cava, for this honor, this privilege, por esta oportunidad y este privilegio que me concede de poder invocar el nombre del Señor en esta mañana linda. Amén. Gracias a la persona que tuvo el bien de tomarme a mí como este día para hacer la invocación. Amén. Y qué honor para mí. Y de parte de todos los boricuas, Helmut Cava, damos gracias por reconocer a los hombres puertorriqueños que dieron su vida y lucharon, amén, por esta ciudad, esta nación, y dieron su vida. Y qué honor poder tener un caballero aquí en este día tan lindo, poder celebrar juntamente esta bendición. Amén. Saludamos también a Wilda Díaz, amén. Y vamos a orar. Let's pray. And I'm going to pray in Spanish, okay? Amen. So everybody, if you can, close your eyes and let's thank God for this. Padre, gracias te damos. Gracias por tu misericordia, por tu bondad. Gracias por la oportunidad, Señor, que tú nos concedes en este maravilloso día, el día que tú nos has regalado en este día, Señor. En este día estamos aquí, Padre mío, presentando este lugar, Señor, oh Dios, donde se van a reconocer, Señor, a estos hombres, Señor, que dieron su vida, que lucharon, señores, por esta nación, que dieron su vida, dieron el todo. Amén. Estos hombres puertorriqueños, Señor, oh Dios, te pido que tú los bendigas, Padre mío, a las familias. Yo sé que muchos no están, Señor, pero damos gracias, Señor, porque ellos dedicaron su tiempo, Padre mío, Señor, y lucharon por esta nación, Señor, oh Dios. Nosotros nos sentimos, yo me siento honrado y privilegiado, Señor, de poder saber, Señor, que estos puertorriqueños, Señor, dieron todo, Señor, por esta nación. Padre, te pido que tú bendiga este lugar, Señor, aleluya, lo que van a hacer en este lugar, este parque. Padre, que podamos todos disfrutar de esto, Señor, que tú sigas bendiciendo al alcalde Helmut Cava, su equipo, su trabajo, Señor. Te pido que tú le sigas iluminando y dándole la sabiduría cada día, Señor, oh Dios, y todo este pueblo de Perth Amboy y toda la gente, Señor, Padre mío, Señor, y que podamos, Señor, oh Padre mío, bendecir, Señor, tu nombre y darte gracias porque tenemos un pueblo, Señor, oh Dios, lindo, hermoso, Padre mío, que todo esto nosotros los latinos podemos disfrutar de este tiempo maravilloso, Señor. Gracias por esta bendición, Señor, que te pido que tú bendiga este lugar, Señor, oh Dios, y todo lo que se vaya a hacer y todas las visiones, Señor, que tiene, Señor, el alcalde, Señor, con su equipo aquí en esta ciudad, Señor, sea realizado para el bienestar de este pueblo hermoso, Padre. Gracias nuevamente por todo, Señor. Gracias por el caballero que se encuentra con nosotros en este día, Señor, maravilloso, disfrutando de este día. Para nosotros es una bendición y es un honor grande. Bendice a todos, Señor, te lo pido, en el nombre poderoso de Jesús. Amén. Amén.
So many great people here today, and I don't want to leave anyone out. But if I do, I apologize. And again, some people that I've been made aware of is Barry Rosengarten, chairman of the BID. Thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you. We also have our newly appointed business administrator, Michael Green, here with us as well. Thank you so much for being with us. As many of you know, getting us to this point took much effort and collaborations between our municipal, county, and state government. Overseeing a chunk of the work was Leanne Hindenlang, which we know as Annie, our dear friend of Perth Amboy and executive director of the Perth Amboy Redevelopment Agency. At this time, I'd like to invite Annie to come up here to share a little about our journey and the future of Borinqueneer's Park. Annie Hindenlang.
Hi, everyone, and thank you to the city for pulling this together in such a wonderful fashion, and all the great people that you have here, and for letting me speak on behalf of a lot of people that are here that have really, made this possible. I've always joked that if I get this park done, I was going to retire, so this may be like my swan song, but whether you believe in kismet or coincidence or luck, a lot of special things had to happen to get us here today. As many of you will know, this particular parcel and its history goes back almost 30 years in terms of how it would be reused and made possible for the community to have access to it. And in 2011, former Mayor Diaz came to me and was like, I want it to be a park tomorrow, which if you know her, that she was always like, I want it and I want it tomorrow. And I was like, all right, we'll see what we can do. And I had no idea what I was doing, but surprisingly, a couple of weeks later, Denise Nickel from the Middlesex County Improvement Authority, who is now with Middlesex County Planning Department, was like, I have some EPA money, and it can help you with difficult sites. Is there anything that we could help you with? And I was like, yes, I have a great idea. And so we were able through EPA funding to secure some excellent help from Rutgers University, both from a design standpoint and from an outreach standpoint. And we have, particularly from Q's, which is, I don't see him right now, but we have Wolfram Hoffer, oh, there he is. Beth Rabbit was a big part of it, and Richard Alomar. They were, they were a really good piece for trying to help us understand what we could possibly do here. And then we brought in a couple of people from Blaustein, Trish Sanchez and Shawn. They couldn't be here. But, and we met at Woodland School with a lot of people that are here now, including Councilman Bone, representatives from Prod, which at the time included Assemblywoman Lopez, members of the swim team, the Riverkeeper, and we're like, what do we do? Like, this is a very contaminated site. You don't typically turn them into parks, but it's on the waterfront, it's near schools, it's in a neighborhood. Like, how do we do this? And the first thing we decided was, well, let's ask the public. And Rutgers ran an excellent outreach process where students alone, we went to schools, spoke to over 300 students in different meetings, whether we were, Ken Ortiz and I were literally grabbing kids off the street. That sounds bad. But being like, come here, tell us what you want to see in this park. And from that, Hughes and Richard and Beth and Wolfram were able to create this concept plan that showed us, like, it's going to be difficult. You may not be able to do this, but this is their vision. And then, surprisingly, Lou Valente and Bill Lindner come in, and they're like, we're going to be doing this new pilot program at DEP. We want to help communities that are struggling but ready to do some work, and they have tough different properties and trying to work on it. Do you have anything? We're like, yes, we do. So working with Bill and Lou and Alan Miller from DEP, we spent years trying to figure out how to stay true to that vision that the students and the public created, but also make sure it was safe, because that's ultimately the most important thing. And a few years ago, in 2017, we were able to, through the guidance and collaboration with DEP and all the other people that we were working with, retain an LSRP, which is Brinkerhoff, and we have Laura Brinkerhoff's not here today, but Sergio's here, and we have made him crazy, perhaps, because he's like, you can't do that. And we're like, why not? We want to do it. And through all of this collaboration, we were able to get, in 2017, $7.1 million for the construction of the park, which is amazing. And not to mention, they're also, they put in additional money to help with the cleanup. So from there, my dream firm to work with was Scape. They do amazing projects all around the country. The reason that I like them so much is not only do they want to make pretty things, which most landscape architects do, they want to respect the community, they want to be a part of the community, and they want to make sure that things are environmentally sustainable and that you're recreating something beautiful. And luckily, they were interested in our process, in our bid process, and we selected them, and we have spent since 2017 trying to make sure that we met all of EPA's requirements, DEP's requirements for permitting. I'm so happy to admit that about a week ago, we got all of our permits approved, which, thank you, Lauren, and thank you, Steve. I don't know how we would have done that. going to start remediation in the next couple of weeks. So you're going to be seeing a lot of construction happening here. But this has been a lot of luck, a lot of blessings, a lot of things coming together to make this happen. And I'm so happy to know that from like that 12-person group that started in Lynn School trying to figure this all out, that now we have all of you here, and now we have another administration that has added so much more value and really good ideas to where the park's going to go in terms of technology and making a great dedication in terms of naming and how we're going to create some history here. So thank you all for coming, and I can't wait till we actually cut the ribbon. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Annie. At this time, I'm honored to have so many represented here today. I'd like to have Shawn Tourette, Commissioner of the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection, come here and share a few remarks as well, if you may. Thank you.
Good morning, Perth Amboy. Good morning. So, being in your beautiful city, it often feels like home to me because I went to high school right at the end of Convery at Woodbridge Votech, which was then called Girls Votech. That's a whole nother story to share. But I spent my formative years with my very best friends from Perth Amboy exploring the city and being in this place. And it's really special. So thank you for having all of us at DEP here today. And thank you for letting us be part of your community. We have this incredible program headed by Bill Lindner and Frank McLaughlin, who I think many of you know, called the Community Collaborative Initiative. And it is a vehicle for an agency like ours, a regulatory body, to really connect with the communities that we serve and help them to achieve their goals, right? So many times, if you're a developer or an engineer and you have to interact with the Department of Environmental Protection, some folks may kind of cringe at that idea, like, oh no, I gotta go talk to those tree huggers for some permits, and that's gonna be hard. But what you're seeing here today, it's the heart of what we do, it's what we stand for, right? Because our job is to protect the environmental resources of this state, right? Our air, our land, our water, they don't belong to the governor or to me or to the fine people of DEP who work so hard every day to protect them. Those resources belong to the people, all of the people, right? And I think of parks and what you'll create here as something incredibly special, because it's a place where we come to connect and convene with nature and connect with each other and to learn from one another, right? A park doesn't see divisions of socioeconomic status or race or creed or religion, right? Because parks are for everyone, no matter where you come from or what you look like or how much money you make or don't. No matter your religion, your faith, no matter who you love, a park, what you will create here is for everyone. And you should be so very proud of that. This site, like so many others in the industrialized parts of our state, was once a place of industry, of a scrap metal yard in particular, right? And these industries, they can carry the risk of creating pollution like was created here. And it's our job to help make sure that is cleaned up. And I am so proud of the people of DEP, and I have to mention them. I have to mention Frank and Bill, who I mentioned before, but Rachel Stopper and Lauren Drum and Steve Oliveira and Jen Naveris and Alan Miller. And there's so many folks who pour their heart into this kind of work, right? And it's our job to be there for you, to make sure that these things do get cleaned up, to help you find the financing. I'm proud that we could invest $7 million in this park. And I'm proud that the Murphy administration, that our governor, carries such a passion for the environment and that I'm always eager to speak on his behalf, because under this administration, the last 3 years, we have invested $170 million in parks and recreational and open space in the state. And this year, we're going to invest another $85 million in parks and open space under the governor's leadership. And I'm so proud that I get to be part of an administration that lives our values. You know, I truly believe that we're on the precipice of great change in this state and in protecting our environment. I think that we are charting a new course for the future that has a cleaner and more just environment at its center, where we look at the challenges of every community as a challenge to our entire New Jersey community, because we only do this together. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Tourette. We hope to continue to build this relationship. We hope that Perth Amboy becomes your favorite city in New Jersey. That's the truth. And we'll be calling you next week. And now I'd like to ask our New Jersey Assemblywoman, Yvonne Lopez from the 19th District, who is also a proud resident, strong advocate for Perth Amboy, and my friend, to come up and share remarks on, with us. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good morning, Perth Amboy community. I'm so delighted to be here. Thank you, Mayor Gaba. Thank you to the Perth Amboy City Council members for today's groundbreaking and dedication of 2nd Street Park. I also want to give a thank you to former Mayor Diaz for her tenacity, her hard work, and commitment to this park. Thank you, Mayor Diaz. I know the process to get to this point has been long and hard. And I want to thank the Department of Environmental Protection and Commissioner Tourette, thank you so very much, for assisting the city every step of the way. 2nd Street Park will be another unique asset within the city of Perth Amboy. And I know that generations of children and families across both the city and Middlesex County will benefit from the innovative design and open space this park will provide. I'm enormously proud to stand here today in dedicating this site as Borinqueneer's Park. Years and years of advocacy from entities like the Criollos Athletic Club and my husband Sam Delgado got us to this point, and I could not be proud in paying homage to the brave Borinqueneers who served the country bravely and richly deserve this distinction. As a proud Puerto Rican woman and member of the Puerto Rican community at large, we are thankful to the city and Mayor Gaba for fulfilling the commitment to honor a part of our culture and history in the naming of this park. Thank you, Mayor. I would like to specifically thank the Criollos. There are many members who are here today. We have Rose Morales. We have Melvin Ramos, who's the president of the Criollos. We have Joanne Jimenez, who's the secretary, right? And we have Iris Rodriguez, who's the vice president of the Criollos. Thank you for being here. And you know, I also want to just say this again, but you know, my husband and I, we've been on a long journey with this Borinqueneer's initiative, and I really want to thank him for his long-standing commitment to this project. I remember in 2013, in partnership with PROD, in partnership with the New Jersey Network, in partnership with Verizon, we were able to have this beautiful documentary at the Perth Amboy High School. We had over 500 people at that documentary. And I can't even, I actually have chills right now, because it was just so amazing to see the emotions and the compassion that these people who attended the documentary had. As they were walking out, there was a gentleman who was Jewish. He came out, he was crying. He was literally crying. So I remember that day, I remember that moment, I remember the after party. It was just so amazing. I'm just amazing. And so, and you know, in closing, I'm glad that several years later we can permanently commemorate the tremendous legacy of the Borinqueneers right here in my hometown. Thank you again for inviting me. I look forward to the Borinqueneers Park, and I'm just very emotional this morning because this has been long overdue. We needed dedication like this. We needed a commitment like this, and it's getting done now. So thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Assemblywoman Lopez. As I understand it, it's been a dream for the Criollos.
Yeah.
And we thank you, Sam, Mel Ramos, also who got us the banner for this park. So we appreciate you. Thank you. At this time, I'm honored to introduce to you our mayor, Helman Cabo, who will lead us into the park name dedication and plaque presentation to Borinqueneer, Irvin Machado. Mayor, please come up.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Wow, what a turnout. Beautiful crowd for a beautiful moment. And this is truly a celebration, and I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today. When naming a park, it should be purposeful and symbolic. It should identify historical significance within the community and give the appropriate recognition to the individuals. And such is our case. The Borinqueneers are all of the above for Perth Amboy. The Borinqueneers, formerly known as the 65th Infantry Regiment, were the last and long-standing segregated military unit in U.S. history that fought and commanded exclusively by Puerto Ricans. I want to thank all who have supported in the advocacy for them receiving the U.S. Congressional Gold Medal and the naming of the park, including our City Council, who passed the resolution to name this site Borinqueneer Park. When this is finished, Borinqueneer Park will offer a unique opportunity to gather under the banner of honor of Perth Amboy's proud Puerto Rican community for their continuing contributions. I want to thank, from the bottom of my heart, the Puerto Rican community here, who has been a great tribute to not only this park, but many initiatives, and we need to continue to celebrate their culture. So thank you to the Puerto Rican community. I now invite Mr. Irvin Machado to present this plaque commemorating today's name dedication in honor of all the Borinqueneers. Mr. Machado, thank you and God bless you.
Well, I think that you have heard enough about the Borinqueneers already. I was born in Puerto Rico and raised in Puerto Rico. But in 1972, I bought my house here in Perth Amboy, and I'm glad I did it. I'm going to take you back to 1899. 1899. We are a small, tiny group of Puerto Ricans united themselves to make a military unit. And in 1908, they were incorporated as a 65th Infantry Regiment, and the only Spanish unit in the United States Army. They were sent to the Panama Canal for policing purposes, making guard. But from there, they participated on the First, the Second, and the Korean War. while I was in Korea, I was only 19 years old when I got there, together with my brother. Both of us were in Korea at the same time. But thanks to Almighty God, we got home in one piece, meaning that we were not wounded. Now, when we fought bravely there, and you already know that. But we were lucky that we went back to Puerto Rico one piece. Not everybody had the same luck. People went back to Puerto Rico in a casket, and some of them with a prosthetic leg or arms due to the... But anyway, what I want to say is that we were so good fighting in Korea that a couple of generals commanded them as good fighting unit, including General Douglas MacArthur, which one day said, and I quote, "I wish I had another unit, fighting unit like this regiment." That was the 55th Infantry Regiment. I have to say that we lost a lot of lives in Korea. The war ended in Korea, and the 65th Infantry Regiment was deactivated at that time, becoming the National Guard in Puerto Rico. Now, we received quite a few medals from the Army of the United States, like the Purple Hearts. By the way, Puerto Rico received 2,722 Purple Hearts from the people that were killed, people who were wounded in the war. I'm glad I didn't get one. but the one ended and was over, right? We got a couple of medals, like the Purple Heart, the Bronze Star, but there was missing one thing there. Only one thing was missing, and it was the national recognition of the Borinqueneers or the 65th Infantry Regiment. And that's when this person that I have to name here, because it deserves to be named here, Noemi Figueroa Soliet, the filmmaker of the Borinqueneers. It's a documentary movie. That's the one that was presented here in the high school. She worked very hard every single day and night, going through the state, Puerto Rico, Washington, everywhere, showing the movie and collecting petitions to be sent to the Congress of the United States, looking for the national recognition of our regiment. It was accepted and signed by the Congress and passed to the office of Barack Obama, the president at that time, which signed it right immediately with no hesitation. That was in 2014. Then about a year and a half later, 2013, in a beautiful ceremony in the Capitol, they presented the 65th Infantry Regiment with the Congressional Gold Medal, which is the second highest medal given to a person or an institution. And not only that, this year, at the beginning of the year, or maybe at the end of last year, I don't remember very well, but the Congress of the United States came with the solution that the April 17 of every year is named the National Day of the Borinqueneers. That's another thing. And today, you know what we are doing here. Everybody mentioned it. No? I'm glad to be here. I'm proud to be a veteran of the United States Army, the veteran of the 65th Infantry Fire Unit, and to be a Borinqueneer. And I hope that this is done or finished in my lifetime so that I can see the dedication of the party. I don't have too many years to go anyway. But anyway. So, with the bottom of my heart, many, many thanks to the past and present administration and Perth Amboy. And not only that, I'm going to include them into this final line. God bless the administration. God bless the city of Perth Amboy. God bless you all for being here. And God bless this great, great nation.
I'd like to recognize a few more dignitaries that are here with us today. Our incoming Commander Harry Sheeman for the veterans group, and also DeAndre Gurley, Division of Veterans Services, is also here with us. In fact, if I can have all veterans that are here with us today, please stand so that we can all recognize you and applaud your efforts for our country. Now for the Puerto Rican National Anthem, we have Miss Amanda Leon, also known as AML, is an independent artist born and raised here in Perth Amboy, New Jersey. Her love for music began and grew through the arts programs hosted here in the city and schools. She is the first in Perth Amboy to ever be nominated for a Paper Mill Playhouse Rising Star Award for her performances as Daniela in The Heights at Perth Amboy High School in 2015. She went to study music education at the College of New Jersey and has since pursued a career in music education as a vocal and piano coach, and in her artistry as a singer, songwriter, dance, model, and entertainer. Amanda is excited to represent her Puerto Rican heritage and sing for you all today as a member of the Perth Amboy community. Amanda, please lead us in the Puerto Rican National Anthem, and if everyone else wants to follow along, you can, right behind your program, on the back of your program, are the words to the Puerto Rican National Anthem.
playas llegó color, exclamó lleno de admiración. Oh, esta es la linda tierra que busco yo. Es Borinqueneer, la hija del mar y el sol, 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 del mar y el sol.
Thank you so much. At this time, if I may, I probably didn't get asked, weren't expecting this, but our director of the Board of Council Commissioners, Ron Rios, if you can come and say a few words if possible.
You know, some of my friends call me a softie because I get emotional. And this is a proud moment for me because I wish my mother and father were here today. And they would be very proud to see Mr. Machado here representing the Borinqueneers. See, my father was from Pepino, San Sebastian. And my mother was from a small town, Mocha. And it just makes me so proud to be here with all of you, and it's such a beautiful turnout. And this is so well deserved to the Borinqueneers, because I have a special place in my heart for anyone that served our country in the military, because we wouldn't be able to do this right now if it wasn't for our military. So I just want to say thank you to the city of Perth Amboy for doing this. And thank you, Mr. Machado, and all your fellow soldiers for serving in the Borinqueneers and being part of that 65th Regiment. And I want to thank all the veterans here for your service to our great country. And I just want to say, may God bless our troops, and may God bless America. Thank you.
Now for benediction, if we can have Pastor Abel Lopez please lead us in our benediction.
Let's please stand so we can pray. Gracias, Señor, te damos, Señor. Nuevamente venimos delante de ti. Gracias, Señor, por este momento que estamos todos disfrutando. Dando honor, como dice tu palabra, honor a quien honor merece. Gracias por el caballero Machado y todo su equipo, sus amistades, por este momento. Gracias por los líderes que han estado aquí con nosotros compartiendo en este momento. Mira la ceremonia que se va a hacer, Señor, oh Dios, en estos momentos, Padre mío, con todos los líderes, Señor, en esta hora, nuestro alcalde, Padre mío, Señor, Omencaba y su equipo, Padre mío, y que en este parque podamos todos disfrutar como familia, Señor, oh Dios, porque al fin y al cabo esta ciudad se compone de muchos latinos y somos todos familia, y que podamos compartir y gozar esta belleza que va a ser aquí, aleluya, creada para que nosotros, nuestros hijos y nuestra generación que viene, aleluya, puedan disfrutar de esta magna bendición de este parque, Padre mío, y que podamos todos disfrutarlo también, Padre mío, y que cuando nosotros lleguemos a una edad avanzada, Padre mío, podamos darle gracias, Señor, porque fuimos parte y pudimos disfrutar de este momento. Gracias nuevamente por todo, Señor, que tú bendiga a cada uno que estamos aquí presentes, Señor, oh Dios, que tú bendiga a la niñez, la juventud de este pueblo de Perth Amboy, Señor, oh Dios, y todos los líderes, Señor, oh Dios, que podamos siempre trabajar juntos, Señor, oh Dios, para el bienestar de esta bella y linda ciudad que me honra poder, aleluya, nacer en este lugar, Señor, y disfrutar, Señor, de este pueblo hermoso y lindo, Padre. Gracias por todo, Señor, oh Dios, que tú lo sigas bendiciendo de forma especial y que tú sigas, Señor, dándole bendición a este pueblo. Te lo pido, Señor, en el nombre de Jesús. Amén y amén.
Now for closing remarks, I invite Ken Ortiz, Director of Human Services and Department Head for Recreation, to close and follow the invitation for the groundbreaking photo, followed by light refreshments. Ken, if you can please say.
Well, it's afternoon now, so good afternoon, everyone. Oh, come on, guys. We could do a little better than that. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you. This morning, and even last night while I was with my wife, I was thinking, I should write down some stuff, and I want to be very poignant, right? Because this is a very important day in our city's history. But if you know me well, I really don't do that too much, so I do have some points that I do want to discuss, but what a wonderful day it is today, right? Just think back. A year ago today, where were we? And would we have thought we would be in a setting like this, right? And today I can tell you that as the Director of Recreation, I'm the happiest person here today because I can just imagine all the children that are going to run through here and the parents who are going to be here with their families and all the positive things that are going to happen. And I really like to tie many of the things we do in the city with people, right? Because that's the most important part of anything that we do when you're in government, right? It's service of people. And when it comes to parks, I can't tell you how invaluable parks were for me as a young person in a city of Puerto Rican descent. I can tell you that I grew up in Lucy Center and in Washington Park. I can tell you we used to come out and hang out on the waterfront on Sunday afternoons. But I can tell you the most important part of me coming to a park were the people. And I see some faces here today that I like to acknowledge because honestly, if it wasn't for a park and it wasn't for them, this person who stands in front of you might not be here with you. I see Bobby Obuck, who we used to play basketball in Rose Galvin. Lifelong Perth Amboy person. A lifelong friend of mine, Elliot Vasquez, who works in the parking utility. My best friend, Joel Pabon, who's a councilman, he played right across the street in McWilliams Stadium and Roberto Clemente Field. And that is what parks do. Parks bring people together. And I'm so happy to see everyone here, all our local and state officials. Bill Lindner, who's been a champion for Perth Amboy, Annie Hindinglang, Rachel Stopper, everyone who has been involved in the development of this park, Mayor Wilda Diaz, who pushed park initiatives throughout the city. I can tell you that many of us won't see the benefits of what this park will do. But I can tell you today that this area, these census tracts, have the highest family size in all of the city. And unfortunately, has some of the lowest medium incomes as well. Many of our families don't have the disposable income to be able to go and have parties or go to Great Adventures or go to Durney Park. These parks are where they bring their families to have some leisure activities. So I'd like to thank, first of all, I want you guys to give yourselves a round of applause for making this happen. For those people who will never know who they are and never interact with, but we have changed their lives. So from myself, I can tell you a personal memory. My father, who just turned 79 years old a week ago, my father worked third shift for over 40 years. My father would leave our home at 6 o'clock at night and wouldn't return to the next day. When I would go to school, he would be sleeping. When I get home from school, I would only see him for a few hours. And the one thing I remember that my father did for us is that he always would take us to a park. While we would play basketball, my brother and I fighting each other, my father would be sitting there reading a newspaper. And even when we couldn't go to the park, he would take us to the barrack school, which is all cement, asphalt. It's a building. But he would sit there and make sure that we had these leisure activities. And I tell you this, that image is ingrained in my mind today. How my father, he worked so hard for us, probably didn't have the time to spend too much time with us, but on the weekends he would take us to a park. And that's why I can say my father, my parents are my heroes, because they took the time out of their busy schedule to spend it with me. But all of you, I'd like to thank you once again. This is a momentous day in the city's history. We should acknowledge that. We come here to enjoy arts, history, get a little bit of exercise. It's great for mental health. Councilman Bombon mentioned the other day that the waterfront is full of people walking and running now, post-pandemic, right? People are more concerned about their health more than ever, and yours truly as well. But once again, thank you. Welcome to the city of Perth Amboy. God bless you, God bless our city, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you, Kane. At this time, I'd like to just thank everyone who's here, our media folks for being here, our DPW folks who helped organize this momentous event, the rec department, everyone, the mayor's office, the fire department. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for leading us in singing. And thank you all for being here. Thank you. I'd like to ask you to help yourself for some refreshments. Stick around. We're going to take some pictures. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.